Hey guys, in today's video I have my monthly manis. I'm going to cover partial of November and all of December. I had already mentioned some of the manicures that I had worn at the beginning part of November in the previous monthly mani, so I'll link that up in the cards. Initially I was concerned that I had not worn a lot of the polishes that were on my fall seasonal rack, but looking at a lot of these I was able to get a lot of wear out of them because I did just a little bit of nail art, so I was able to get some use or touch some polishes at least once, which is always my goal. So let me get started. I'm going to start off with these Presson Nails. These are from Kiss. These are the Salon Color Vivid 2-Coat Color. These are some Presson Nails. I have the long length and these are in the ballerina style shape. The color is a maroon color and they're matte. I wore these for a good week and I really enjoyed them, but I wanted to see if I can paint over them and see if it'll hold the polish, because the previous set that I had some kind of film on it to where whatever top coat I was putting over it, it would come off in sheets. These did not do that for me. I was actually able to paint them twice, and each time I removed it with acetone and it held on to the nail polish, so I was really happy about that. After a week of wearing these by themselves, I went ahead and painted them over with DS Indulgence from OPI. This one has a very sheer kind of reddish base and it has some golden, almost bronzy little shimmers running through it. They're on the metallic side. Usually on natural nails this takes 2 to 3 coats for full opacity, but because I was putting them over a dark base already, I think I did 1 coat on one nail just to test it out, and then I did 2 coats on the rest, and it ended up darkening it up quite a bit. This is the kind of polish that, because it has all of those little shimmers, it tends to glow off of the nails. It's really, really beautiful and I really like that manicure. Because I was getting a little bit sick of the length, I did end up filing them down after wearing that manicure, and then I had seen a manicure that V did for KB Shimmer. I don't know the name of this polish because I screenshotted it, so I'll have to put it up on the screen. So this one has a gray base and it has some multi-chrome flakies, and it seems to be a thermal polish, and the base seems to be a cream, or maybe it's acrylic or something like that. I don't have anything like that, so I thought I would pair 2 polishes up together. So I pulled out Sea Girl from ORLY. I've been asked before if this is available. I was able to find it recently on trendsdesign.com, so I'll link that website down below. Sea Girl is a metallic kind of silvery shimmer polish, but it leans a little bit on the warmer side because I'm seeing a little bit of green in this. So I put this on as a base, and over top of it I've gotten great use out of this polish this season. This is Take It or Leave It from KB Shimmer. This is a topper, so these are more multi-chrome flakies in a clear base. Put this guy over top of this and I thought that looked really, really beautiful. Although I did wear them on fake nails, this is something that I would totally wear on short natural nails because I think that manicure was beautiful. This didn't overpower this, and this, because although it's metallic and it reflects just a little bit, it's not super reflective, it didn't distract from the little flakies. For the next manicure I used Purple with a Purpose from OPI. I've mentioned before, this is one of my all-time favorite OPIs. It's so beautiful. The base of this is purple and it has some fine pink shimmers running through it. Great formula for this one, 2 coats. So I did some of the nails with Purple with a Purpose and then some of the nails with Tomoko from Zoya. This is a pixie dust, so it does dry textured and it requires two coats to get completely opaque. On one of the nails I used Purple with a Purpose as a base, and then I put some striping tape down and then laid over Tomoko to get a little design on the nails. And then I also used some of the Sina Nail Creations little stones. This is not the one, I can't find the ones that I used, but it's from Sina Nail Creations and I find these at Sally's Beauty. In person I really enjoyed that manicure, and it looked a little bit gaudy, but I was really enjoying it, but I don't feel like it photographed its best. For the next manicure, I wore Chanel's Fiction. I've mentioned this a couple of times now because I featured it in a couple of videos. This one is more of a blackened green, but it's not one of those blackened polishes that always looks black on the nails. This one always looks green on the nails. Because it has a bit of a jelly quality, it does require 3 coats, but a great formula. I wore this guy and then did 2cc with Pure Ice Shore Bet on one of the nails. I initially tried to do it freehand on the nail, but I was shaking a little bit too much. So what I decided to do is draw the CCs onto a stamper, and I felt like I was able to control it and I wasn't quite as shaky. It's still not the cleanest application, but I thought it ended up working out really well. I'm actually thinking of getting a stamper with the CCs. I think I've seen them on Mundo de Uñas, so I'm still considering getting something like that. That manicure looked really, really beautiful, and it was one that I featured in my fashion inspired manicures. I'll link that video up in the cards. I also used Fiction on another manicure where I paired it up with green on the Runway from OPI. Out of all of the duochrome polishes that I have, this is probably the only one that I truly enjoy using, that I love how it looks on the nails, and has been a favorite in the past, and it continues to be a favorite. I tried putting on two other polishes, two other duochromes here from Color Club. I have, what is this called? Cash Only. So this one has a green base and it kind of duos to a blue and a little bit of purple. And Burnt Out has more of a red base and it kind of shifts a little bit to kind of a golden bronze and a little bit of green and a little bit of blue. The duos do show up on the nails, but there's just something about duochromes that I'm just not enjoying quite as much. So I think I put both of these on the same day. I didn't even end up taking any pictures of those manicures because I just didn't feel like they looked their best on me. So I think these are something that I'll probably just end up giving away. Point is that as of now, the only duo that I actually still enjoy within my collection is Green on the Runway, and I've loved it and I continue to love it. I did enjoy that manicure. Although I did accent nails and stuff like that, it wasn't something that was super obvious because both of these colors are kind of similar. So I think next time, I think what I would like to do is just wear this one by itself, because I think the last couple of years I've paired it up with other polishes and it's been a while since I've actually worn it by itself. Blaze from Zoya is another one that I wore. This is a scattered holographic from Zoya, and quite frankly, it's probably one of my most worn scattered holos that they have, aside from Storm, even above Finley, which I can't believe I'm saying that because that's the purple scattered holographic, which I do enjoy. But I tend to reach for this one above Finley, and I think it's just because I like the color base of this, which is more of a reddish kind of, almost like a raspberry base, and it is on a little bit on the jelly side, so it allows all of the little holographics to peek through. This is really beautiful, great formula for this one. Because the base is a little bit more on the jelly side, it does require 3 coats. A little pair I have here, I have 90 Lacquer. This is stuffed curly. This one has more of an off-white curly base and it has multicolored little glitters. So I see some gold, it looks like some orange, maybe some fuchsia colors in here, and some holographic. It has a numerous colors going on in it. Great formula for this one. 2 coats for full opacity, and because it does have the little glitters, it helps the base dry pretty quickly, but because it has all the glitters, it does dry a little bit textured. So a couple coats of top coat for this one to help smooth it out a little bit. And then I did an accent nail with Mustard from Pretty Wicked Cosmetics. I've mentioned before, I got the mini. I really wish I would have gotten the full size because they don't make this particular polish anymore, and I love this colored Mustard. It's probably one of my favorites, even above Mustard the Courage from China Glaze. And I got Yummy Yams, and I really like that one as well. Actually, let me compare Yummy Yams to this one because they're slightly different. I want to say there's quite a bit more yellow in this guy. Do you see that? There's just something about this color that I really, really enjoy. So I kind of regret not getting the large size or the full size. So these two were really awesome. I wore that manicure for quite a few days because I really enjoyed it. Cat in the Christmas Tree is one that I'll probably have to swatch and take a picture of because I think I forgot to take a picture of this guy. This one has a green jelly base and some, it looks like some gold holographic little shimmers running through it. 2 to 3 coats for full opacity because the base is a little bit on the jelly side, but so dang beautiful. I have now figured that polishes like this from 90 Lacquer tend to get a little bit dull on me. Like, it almost doesn't retain the glossiness of the top coat. So this requires a really good glossy top coat in order for it to shine through. Otherwise, it kind of dulls down a little bit. And same thing happened with the manicure that I have on right now, which is another 90 Lacquer, which I'll mention in just a little bit. But I really like Cat in the Christmas Tree. I think it looks really, really beautiful. And It's almost become a staple for me for the during the Christmas time. I wore this guy in December. I'm going out of order here apparently because I'm not mentioning all of these polishes in the order that I wore them. So bear with me. Okay, I pulled out 4 of these polishes because I wore all of these together, and this is by far my favorite manicure out of the entire year. Which, by the way, I will be doing a favorites for 2019. Just be on the lookout for it. Just haven't gotten around to really looking at all of the manicures or recording the video, obviously. Okay, so I did a gradient with all of these kind of alternating colors with each nail. On some of the nails, I did Mahogany Magic, Mustard the Courage, and High Lime Green from NYC. I don't think they, or at least I can't find NYC polishes here around where I live. So I did maybe a gradient with these, and then I did a gradient with something like this. This is Black Cherry from ORLY. Super awesome polish. I got good use out of this polish as well. I did show you guys how I did this manicure, so I'll link the video up in the cards. It was 2 manicures where I showed you guys how I ended up doing them. Point is that I was inspired by a dress that I'd seen online because I was working on my fashion inspired manis video, and I was trying to do some reverse stamping, so picking up a design, and it was from this plate. This is from Born Pretty. It's the BPL-2-029, and it has a little floral print here. I think these are either daisies or sunflowers or some kind of generic flower basically, and I was trying to color in on the stamper, color in the flowers, and with my eyesight that was just not working. So I turned to my trusty old gradients. I love doing gradients. And I love that manicure. It's so freaking pretty. I wore it for so long. I almost did not want to take it off because it almost looked like it was a decal on my nails. You could see all of the colors peeking through this little design print. And another manicure that I featured in that video where I showed you guys how I put this manicure together, I did a little bit of marbling. So I wore some nails and I posted it on my Instagram, and someone asked to see a video. That manicure was inspired by another person here on YouTube. Her name is Natalie Carmona. So I'll link her channel. I'll try to find the video again and link it down below. She painted some fake nails and did a Skittles mani. I'm not a big Skittles mani person, and the reason why I'm not a big Skittles mani person is because I feel like I can never really, I don't know how to pick colors together to where they look cohesive on the nails. I just feel like it looks kind of messy when I do it. I think she had similar colors going on, but I think she also had some mustard yellow. So I kind of switched some things around. I'm missing a polish here. On one of the nails, I did Espresso Yourself from KB Shimmer. This has an espresso brown base and some gold and silver holographic glitters. It looks like so beautiful, very reflective. 2 coats to get it completely opaque. And then on a couple of the nails, I did Como Se Llama from OPI. I fell in love with this nail polish this past year. When I initially bought it and I put it on, I wasn't really sure how I felt about it, but I love it. I wore it by itself. I wore it in this manicure. I wore it as a pedicure. I got really great use out of this polish. This color is just so dang beautiful. It's kind of a very warm, bricky kind of red. It has a little bit of brown in it. Great formula. 2 coats for this guy. And then on one of the nails, I did a little bit of marbling. When I shared with you guys in the video, my marbling got a little bit muddy. So you do have to be a little bit careful when doing it. So all I did was put down a base. I think I used Sorbet from Pure Eyes. This is a cream, kind of leaning a little bit yellow color. Great formula. And then what I did is I dropped a couple of colors onto the nail. I feel like sticking to no more than 3 colors works best, because when you're moving the polish around, you know, it just has a less chance of it mudding up basically. So I used Suzi, the First Lady of Nails, I used Como Se Llama, and I used Sorbet, and just dropped the polish onto the nail, alternating colors. And then I grabbed a toothpick and lightly, not pressing down too hard, I just started moving the polish around. And if I felt like I was missing a little bit of the color in a certain area, then I would drop just a little bit more of the polish and moving it around. I loved this manicure. It was so beautiful. The second time around when I did this manicure, which is where I show you in the video, I was mixing it a little bit too much, so it muddied up a little bit. And for that manicure, I'll share the picture with you guys. I used It's a Piazza cake, and quite frankly, I did these 5 colors right here, and I kind of liked it with just these 4. Moving on to the next manicure, this is my indie polish. This was a gift from Joy, from Joyful Beauty. I'll link her channel down below. This is a polish pickup exclusive, and it's called Harps Are My Villain. I think I painted my nails in a Vlogmas video. I'll link that video up in the cards. First of all, the color of this is so delicious. It's really beautiful. It's more of a chocolate brown, and then it has some multi-chrome flakies in here and some much smaller little multi-chrome. It looks like shimmers or glitters running through it. More on the like piecey side. They're not uniform. For opacity, this one takes 3 coats. The base is slightly sheer so that you can see the little flakies peeking through the base, but I feel like this one doesn't have enough of the flakes to where it actually translates on the nails very well. I do see them in certain lights where it catches little glares, but not enough because there's just not enough of it. So the base is not the problem with this polish. I feel like if they would have added more of the little flakies, it would have featured this polish its best. But super awesome and super beautiful. I really enjoyed this guy, although I couldn't see the flakies as much. A favorite of mine that I've mentioned many times is Butter London's Two Fingered Salute. I did a nail of the day with this guy, so I'll link it up in the cards. I just love it. I think when I posted my manicure, Amy from Nail Polish Baby 90 said, how have I not seen this polish? Or I think she messaged me on Instagram or something like that. And then somebody else said, Phoebe, because I guess she has a dupe it thing where she's trying to dupe other polishes or discontinued polishes or something like that. I'm not really sure because I don't follow her collections, but somebody said that Phoebe should definitely try to dupe a Two Fingered Salute. I highly agree with you. This one has more of a sage green base, and it's a little bit on the dusty side, and then it has these little, they're not shimmers, they're more flat little, not uniform little glitters that are red, and they look so dang beautiful on the nails. You see them broken up on the nails so beautifully, and although the base of this is not, it's not acrylic and it's not super sheer, it's a pretty opaque polish, these glitters still show through that base. It's just a forever favorite. For me, this takes 2 coats. Mine, because it is well loved, has gotten a little bit thicker, so I do allow ample time. I mean, a good hour for this to fully dry, but I am willing to do that because I love this so much, and I'm kind of sad that Butter London discontinued this polish, and I do wish that they would bring it back. I often check online to see if I can ever find this one again so I can get a backup, because I had a backup but I gave it away. So anyways, this is Butter London's Two Fingered Salute. Sugar Plum from 90 Lacquer I wore actually for Christmas Day, and I'm wearing it right now because I feel like the picture that I took just looked really dull. Like I had mentioned, similar to Cat in the Christmas Tree, where it requires a really good top coat to feature the little holographics. Otherwise, like, these kind of polishes seem to dull down quite a bit. This one here has a purple kind of eggplant jelly base. The jelly base of this is so unique to any other. I don't even think I have a purple jelly. I don't know. I freaking love the color of this base. It's so dang beautiful, and it has those similar little holographics that this one has because they lean a little bit gold. Actually, this one has a silver. This one seems to have more gold. I'm not really sure, but it's really beautiful. I love it. I love the color so much. I love the little holographics. I can see them here, although in low light, I can still see the holographics on my nails. The issue that I had with this one, and it's actually kind of different from Cat and the Christmas Tree, because although this brush is a little bit on the fatter side, the formula of this one seems to be a little bit thinner. So I feel like this one had a couple things going against it. The base is just a little bit thicker. It's just a little bit thicker, and I actually changed the brush on this one. I used a Nicole by OPI brush, and it still kind of holds a little bit too much. I don't know if you can see that there. It almost deforms the brush a little bit because the base or this polish is a little bit too heavy. The brush that comes in the 90 Lacquer polishes are a little bit fatter, and so it holds a lot of the polish. So when I was trying to apply it, it just wasn't flaring out very well and distributing the polish. It's almost like I was grabbing a really fat brush and trying to maneuver the polish onto my nail. So that was a bit of a challenge for me. And although initially in some areas, because I was trying to lay down the polish, it looked a little bit like I had laid down a little bit too much of the polish, it did settle down eventually to where it didn't look thick and gloopy on my nails. But application was definitely a struggle with this polish. So that kind of concerns me because I've only opened it a couple of times. My sister actually wore gingerbread and it was the same thing. The base is just a little bit thick, I feel. Do you see how it kind of weighs the brush down a little bit and it kind of tilts it a little bit? I have not worn this one. I do plan on wearing it though, but I thought I would still mention that. It's still really, really beautiful. I'm just concerned that it's a little bit on the thicker side. Let's move on to my next favorite manicure, and this is a manicure that quite frankly, I could have kept wearing it and wearing it and wearing it and wearing it and wearing it because it was so freaking beautiful. So I use these Kiss press-on nails. These are their Salon acrylics. I did a video sharing with you guys how I remove these, so I'll link it up in the cards if I have room. I think at this point I'm linking every single video that I've done recently. But these come more into that pointy shape, kind of like stiletto nails, but more so like almost they look a little bit more almond, I would say, because they're not quite as sharp as a stiletto nail. Or the polishes that I put over top of that is P2. This is called Cherry Counter, which is a red jelly, kind of a curly, but it's more jelly than curly, I would have to say, because it looks so juicy and almost a little bit transparent on the nails. So put 2 coats of this guy, and then I put Bplus from 90 Lacquer. I bought this and shared it in a haul in one of the Vlogmas videos. Oh my god, this is more beautiful than I expected. It looks beautiful in the bottle, but on the nails, it looks even more freaking beautiful. The base of this is a red jelly. It looks like Jello basically. And it has some red metallic glitters, and it looks like they're matte black glitters. And I put 1 or 2 coats over top of Cherry Counter, and it looked like a jelly sandwich. And the red glitters just looked like they were glowing in certain areas. I think I took a lot of pictures because I was trying to capture it. And although the pictures captured it well and it looks pretty in the picture, I don't think it did it justice to how amazing this manicure looked. I struggled with, removing this. But because I wanted to wear a glitter mani for New Year's, I ended up taking it off. But quite frankly, I think I'm gonna wear it again this month or even for the month of February. Oh my god. For Valentine's, this would be such an awesome manicure. It was just such a great, I don't know, man. This is not the star of the show. This is the star of the show. This over top of another red polish is just freaking amazing is what I'm trying to say. I need 20 bottles of this ASAP. This is beautiful. So I love this. For New Year's, this is the last manicure that I'm going to talk about. I have Chopsticks and Stones. Another polish that I friggin' adored this year, and I got a lot of use out of it this past year. I think I'm gonna try to see if I have enough polishes to make a video for most worn polishes, because some polishes I just wore quite a few times. So Chopsticks and Stones is more like a sapphire blue, and it's a shimmer. It's a shimmer polish, and this one takes 2 coats to get completely opaque. The thing about this polish though is that it requires a very good glossy top coat in order to feature this polish is best. If I'm using like the Simple Shine top coat from OPI, it works really well with this one. The American Classics, like this Jealous guy, also works well because it's super glossy. The Out the Door works really well. A top coat that I've been enjoying quite a bit, actually, this guy from Sally Hansen. This is the Miracle Gel top coat. I bought this because when I put on Sugar Plum, when I was at my sister's house, I put this for Christmas Day. The top coat that I was using was an ORLY one, and it's the one in the green bottle. I can't remember the name of it now, but it was just dulling down quite a bit. So my sister had her top coat, which was this guy. This is the one that kept it looking glossy and featuring the holographics really well. So I went out and bought one for myself because I'd never tried the Miracle Gel top coat from Sally Hansen. super great, by the way. This is all I've been using since December, since Christmas time. So anyways, I put Chopsticks and Stones on all of my nails, and then I did a little holographic glitter texture polish. This is Bedtime Sunrise. I think this came out in a Breakfast at Tiffany's collection. This came with a red polish and the Infinite Shine top coat and the base coat, and that was a gift from my mom quite a while ago. I've mentioned this polish before. This is very, very thick. It's a very dense glitter, and it's one that dries textured. So I did that one on my ring finger, and I actually shared it in my giveaway announcement. So I'll link that video if you want, or I'll actually link it down below if you guys want to see it live, because it looked so freaking beautiful. This one by itself without a top coat looks holographic, like a silver holographic, but more sugary and very grainy on the nail. I thought that looked really beautiful, but I really wanted to feature the holographic. So I knew that I needed to bring out a very thick, glossy top coat. So I used the American Jealous. No, this is the American Classics, and this is their Jealous top coat. This is a gel kind of top coat, so it's very, very thick. And although I don't need an LED light to cure it, it dries very, very slow. I'm talking a good hour, maybe even more, to allow this to dry. It dries very slow. I think I did my sister-in-law's nails. She'd already let it dry for a good hour and a half, went to bed, and then she had some sheet marks on her nails, just to give you an idea of how slow this dries. But anyways, I put this guy over top of this guy, and I did one coat, and then the following day I did another coat to kind of not smooth it out completely, because I could still feel the texture, but it smoothed it out a little bit more. And I prefer doing that, even if it's a thinner top coat, over top of a textured polish. Not because I don't like the texture, but because it's textured, it tends to get dirty and all of the gunk kind of gets in between all of the little crevices, and I don't like that. That kind of grosses me out. So even adding a very thin top coat over top of it to kind of protect it a little bit, it helps out a little bit. Point is that this over top of this made it look like diamonds on my nails. It blinged so much. This one leans a little bit more pink, like it has almost a pink holographic and a silver holographic, or maybe, I don't know, or maybe it has some pink shimmers or glitters. It leans a little bit pink and it's holographic, and it's oh so dang beautiful. So I loved this combination. Another one that I would like to do again, and another one that I actually wore over top of, not these nails, wrong pack here, on top of these nails. So that is everything, guys, for this monthly manis. Thank you so much for watching. This is a long one because I had a lot of polishes to talk about. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.